Hello Sagittarius, how are you? My name is Ascending Synergy Tarot. I'll be doing a love message here for the month of November. Thank you so much for coming to this channel. The time is not linear, it's timeless. You could have already had these different situations that come up, already apply to your life. Take what resonates. If you desire a personal message from me, you can click the link below, ascendingsynergy.com. And let's get right into it. I'm going to be pulling an overall theme message for your love energy for November 2020 for Sagittarius. It's the collective of Sagittarius love message. So we have two that came out here. We have a new love that popped out, and then we had unacquitted love in the reverse. Some of you guys could be going back and forth with the idea of this new energy that's coming through in November. I feel like you guys could be hitting it off a lot. Essentially, this could feel like an energy that has been on the rocks and didn't feel like you were appreciated, or someone wasn't putting enough effort into the dynamic and connection. However, this feels like it will be overcome in the month of November to the degree where this feels like a new love. Someone is really turning a new leaf. I am getting this is an energy field where, again, once it was once unbalanced and you felt like you could have been putting a lot of effort and energy into a dynamic, into a connection. Now you in fact could be moving on to another dynamic that feels more aligned to your energy. I'm getting big time. This is in relation to with these individuals who are already in committed relationships. I am getting that this is an energy where once things were a little strenuous and difficult and unbalanced, and someone's putting 40% in and you're putting 60, or someone's putting in 90 and the other is only putting in 10, it feels like now, November will be 50-50. It'll be an equilibrium of energy here. I feel like, again, this also is getting the spark back in the connection as well, gaining some sort of spark back into a dynamic. I'm getting the sex life is definitely going to be improving. Sexual healing. Let me clarify this energy for Sagittarius. So we have karmic relationship. This is a fleeting, triggering, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Some Sagittariuses, I do feel like you guys are moving on from a dynamic that you've put a lot of effort and time and energy into, and it's just not there anymore to the degree where we're moving forward. We're taking the lessons of this dynamic, of this connection, and we're moving on to something that really stirs our emotions, stirs our feelings, stirs what we desire, that equilibrium, that chemistry, that attraction that feels more aligned to what we want, that passion, right? That passion, that instant, insane chemistry, liking each other equally. I'm getting really enjoying each other and knowing what needs to be done in order for this dynamic to come into play. This feels like a split energy for those who are in committed relationships. This is learning from the experiences that we kind of dealt with as a relationship, as a couple. And now we're moving on into new territory with our relationship where we are learning these lessons together and learning these messages that once were extremely triggering to each other and to ourselves. Now we're moving into a space of how to then again overcome that with great passion, with liking each other equally, with having a little bit more fun in your dynamic. And others of you guys, this is you moving on, because this is a connection that we feel as though that doesn't put enough energy into. It's you putting too much into a dynamic and getting nothing to little to nothing in return. And it's to the degree where you're creating resentment for this individual, and you know that this is a learning experience that you've had with this individual. It taught you a lot about yourself, and you knowing how to move forward in this space was growing pains. Five of Cups coming out. This was a lesson of growing pains. The suffering, the grief, the sadness that came with this connection. The more you worked on it, the more energy that you can see the more energy that you feel like you want to align with something else that's going to fill you up and not drain you. I mean, someone feels a little drained. They had a High Priestess, Pisces energy coming out. This can involve a Pisces, or you have Pisces in your chart. But this is someone looking deeper into the matter of things and realizing what's being found out is on a deep level, like subconsciously, and you're getting some very intuitive downloads with something that's really a wake-up call. Things are crashing down. Some of you guys could in fact be going through a breakup in November, and it's causing a lot of sadness, but the learning experiences and the things that you're finding out intuitively are really setting you up for something that's a little bit more committed, a little bit more mature. I'm getting a very mature energy that you desire. Someone who you honestly feel like you can be a leader or be led in. Someone that you trust with their loyalty and leadership abilities and their passions. They go after their passions. This is a very passionate individual. But it's like you don't want to move into the new. For some of you guys, it's something here that's moving forward in your dynamic, that it's like there's a defense mechanisms that are taking place because of frustrations, because of things that are just not being talked about. And what are not being talked about are some of the deceptions and betrayals that could have in fact occurred with this dynamic. And the wake up call is that you're getting a lot of downloads intuitively, that a lot of insights are coming to light, and you're starting to see this person in a new light. And you're in the new light is that you're very disappointed. You're very disappointed, and it's time to kind of move away from this individual. I do feel a fear of being on your own. I am getting a dependent and codependent energy off this Nine of Pentacles, but you have so much to offer. The value and the lesson in this dynamic is to know how valuable you in fact are, and it's time to climb into your goals, the things that you want to accomplish, that you want to achieve, and not allow this situation and challenge and bump in the road to deter you from those different type of dynamics. Some of you guys, I feel like you could be in fact with someone who doesn't necessarily see you in the best light. I am getting someone who feel like you don't know too many people and they don't like that, or this could be vice versa. Someone doesn't have enough connections or networks for you to feel more passionate about this person. That's just for a select few of you that's coming to light, that hey, I like someone who's a little bit more in the public eye, someone who has those connections, have those different opportunities, so that you can feel proud of this person. Someone's definitely not proud of an individual due to the fact that they don't, it do give me like a little bit of a shallow energy, but this is just more so, this is just how that dynamic is shaping. But with the Fool here, it's time for new, but it's very, very hard to move away from something that's extremely manipulative and heart aching. I'm getting very much so it's a hard experience to move away from, but it's like at this particular point you know that this is needed to be done, as well as sacrifices that you're getting ready to make. Essentially, this gives me a big Leo vibe. This can involve a Leo. But something's coming down. Something is with the Emperor here and the Tower. It just feels like a foundation's crumbling down to somebody's betrayal. Finding out intuitively about a betrayal here. Yeah, and all of the different cattiness, the different chaos, the different arguments that have occurred because of the result of the betrayal that was the center of the reading. Something in the center of this reading is the betrayal. I'm going to clarify the Seven of Swords in the middle. Spirit, what is this? We have the emerging one, which is the Fool card, and the Young Staff, which is the Knight of Wands. Someone impulsively is very fear-based mindset, but they're going to let their impulses lead the way to get away from a situation that is built off of betrayal. I am getting something has been built off of betrayal, and that's the result of essentially the actual connection. Something was built on betrayal, and now it's going to be ending on betrayal. For some of you guys, and we put a lot of time and effort into this dynamic, and it's very hard to let it go. You have defended this individual for so long. You have created a very loyal aspect to this individual, but the more you realize about this individual, the more you see that this is something that is kind of like a cause and effect that's taking place here. What is this King of Wands, Spirit? This King of Wands. Can you clarify the King of Wands for me? The King of Wands have the Ten of Coins. So you have a long history with this person. You could be in fact with them for 10 months. Some of you guys, you were in fact with this person for 10 years or more. You have a lot of investments with them. You have a lot of time in with this person. I am getting a very long-term relationship coming to an end. And it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating because our fears are coming up of codependency, fears of codependency on how can I move forward in this dynamic. It's coming with the Fool card here as well. It's just a fear of moving on. But the thing about this dynamic is that if you stay in this type of connection, you are very aware, very aware that it's going to be a lot of pain. It's going to be a continuum of betrayal here. This is for November of 2020. Okay. And then we have the, okay. So this is all about, as I mentioned earlier, your value, your worth. Okay. Your dignity, your pride, who you are as a person. Sagittarius, this is all about bringing you back into an alignment of who you are and how valuable you in fact are. And I feel like you've just held on for this relationship, kept it, you were the glue to this dynamic, and somebody just wasn't putting in enough effort, or just wasn't as attracted to you as you are to them. And it's like at this particular point, you can't force this dynamic anymore. It is what it is, and it's now the time to heal. And here's your advice: detachment that fell out. To confirm, you're releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. It's time to detach, Sagittarius, for the month of November 2020. I hope you enjoyed that message. And that was only a general message. If you desire a personal message from me, you can click the link below, ascendingsynergy.com. Take care. Peace.